while playing, you had a gym, right, down in Miami, but then you had this vision to create something. Talk us through what House of Athlete is,
Right.
because I think that's where Sleep Number and House of Athlete, right? You have very similar goals in the idea of recovery. That Sleep Number is pouring tons of resources into creating new science and new data. But talk us through House of Athlete, what you're doing there, and what the vision behind it is.
Well, first I want to say this to people listening is like sleep is critical for performance. And when we think about performance, we think about athletes, we think about entertainers, right? We think about theater, but performance, I'm talking about, how do you perform as a husband? How do you perform as a father, an entrepreneur, a wife, an at-home dad, at-home mom, a weekend warrior? Like we all perform every single day, and we need to take sleep serious. Right? There's so many people dumping a lot of resources and a lot of time trying to learn this. Like, do you understand what REM sleep is? Right? Do you understand why that is important? Like when you sleep, there's so much happening. That's where you recharge, where you reset, where your body's recovering physically, but also your brain. Okay, that when you sleep and you hit REM sleep, now all the stuff that you need is processing through that and putting it where it needs to be stored, and the stuff that you don't, like the crap that we carry every single day, that stuff is just being put in the waste machine. And so that's why sleep is important. That's why a lot of us, if you feel you got sleep apnea, loss of energy, if you feel foggy, all you got to do is look, man, I probably got 3-4 hours of sleep last night. A lot of people think because we're in this grind time, like it's grind.
Yeah.
No, sleep is for losers.
Exactly.
What?
That's always been the mindset.
Right, yeah,
man.
like what?
You don't sleep, man. You're supposed to just go all day long. It doesn't work that way.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't sleep. I sleep when I die. What? Well, you're going to die faster if you don't start sleeping more than 4 hours. The average American is sleeping like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And the crazy part is we think it's cool.
Yep.
So, sleep is huge. Also a big thing, and we've been talking about it already, is your mindset, is your mental health. I call it mental fitness. There's things that we can do and be proactive to perform better. We don't have to wait until we're dealing with a lot of stress or anxiety or depression. Like there's things that we can do right now to take our performance to a whole nother level. So for me, the reason why I'm big on sleep is because of and then it's like how House of Athlete and everything came together. But House of Athlete, again, everything goes to mental health. Like on Wednesdays, just how we train. How do we train in the off season? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday we recovered. A lot of us jumped in the pool on Wednesday, and then we go Thursday, Friday, and sometimes we do something on Saturday. That's how we train in the NFL, right? That was the blueprint that was given to us. Like you guys probably trained
Same
that way.
the exact same way. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you take a day off and get in a cold pool and recover. So.
There you go. So on Wednesdays at our facility, so our pro athletes, they jump in the pool, but we also have mental health practitioners on site. We do group therapy. Those groups that I talked about, mentalization, self-assessment, cognitive behavior therapy. I do that on site at House of Athlete. Wow. Every Wednesday you come and you see these groups. Why? Because it's whether you're dealing with impairment or not, it's so powerful being able to be connected to a group and just talk about like through self-assessment, right?
Yeah.
Hey, this is what's going on in my life today. Right, that's so powerful. So talk therapy is critical. Then also sleep. So for the rest of my life, that's like what I'm gonna be preaching. Like that's my message. All right. Like there's a lot of work I'm doing right now, like to get my team in the right shape. But like when you hear me talk, I don't care wherever panel I'm sitting on, you're gonna hear me talk about sleep. You're gonna hear me talk about mental fitness. It's critical. It's the secret weapon if you want to perform better. Some people just don't care.
Right, yeah.
That's okay.
Right.
That's okay. It's not okay. But listen, I'm not gonna waste my time trying to convince you that you need to take care of yourself, right? Because there's 100 million people over here that is actually curious and want to learn. I'll spend my time over here teaching, right, and having conversations about why this stuff matters, right? So that's where I want to put my energy.
You know what I love is we've interviewed over 100 people on this podcast. We're still fairly young, and successful people in all walks of life. They've done everything. And it always comes back, and I say this every time, it always comes back to the service of others. And everything you've dedicated your life to these last however many years is serving other people, teaching other people, bettering other. That's entrepreneurship. You're finding problems, you're solving those problems for people.
Right.
You're not looking at yourself and thinking, how can I make all this money? You're thinking, how can I serve other people?
That's right.
And I love that because, again, that's just another data point of why service is so important.
So important. Shaq tweeted something this morning driving in. Tyler picked me up this morning, and I was on, looking at Twitter. I wasn't listening to him.
Did he wear a black hat?
Tyler was
wearing
like
it's pretty normal.
if you're with Tyler, he's always on these business calls. He's talking about entrepreneurship and business. Yeah, he got so many dang on conference calls. and
Every
stuff.
time he gets in the car, I just give him the finger like, shut up. Get in the car. Get in the back. Just shut up. I'm doing real things. Right now.
This is what real entrepreneurship
This
looks
is
like.
what grown men are doing there.
Uber driver looks like. Yeah.
You're right, Mr. Businessman. So, anyways, I'm on Twitter, and then Shaq just tweeted that today. It's not a big deal, but he's like, "You do good, you get good."
Yes.
Right. That's
Yeah.
why you see Shaq, man. He's amazing. He's being blessed 10 times. But you'll see him. He'll just be in Walmart and just go bless somebody.
Yeah.
Right. And it's literally from his heart. And now that's his brand now.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. His brand is built off of being a good person. He's a good person. There's some people that are manipulative.
Yeah.
And they try to do it just for that reason. But like guys like that, man, they're blessed 10 times. And you want things to show up in your life, then you need to do that in other people's lives.
And that's it, man. And we talked earlier about the hard times, and you're going through. It's man, and maybe I'm just not that's why I'm not the best fullback that's ever played in the NFL. But like for me, it's the motivation, right? It was I gotta do this work now for the guy next to me.
Yeah.
I got to do this for him. And even in business, when you have motivation to serve other people, that purpose is sustainable. If you're just chasing a check, you're like, I'll take it. Like if I'm doing something for my kids, for my wife, for the community, it's like I can't not do this.
Yeah.
That's the sustainable motivation, and that's where the purpose comes into it.
Sorry, you just said it though. We're all looking for purpose.
Right.
Everybody's like, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what I'm.
Because you're looking the wrong way.
Service.
Your purpose is okay. It's an inward purpose, right?
Absolutely.
It's like, hey, how can I serve myself?
That's where it starts.
That's right. That's
where it
not what we're looking for.
Yeah, it's understanding your weaknesses and how you can improve your weaknesses. Because if you don't take care of self, if you took on a victim mentality, there's no way you'd be sitting here to this day, right?
I
So
believe that.
you serve self, and then outwardly it just pours out.
That's a huge point because that's what you had to do first. You had to take
right.
care of yourself.
Yeah.
You can't pour into other people until you take care of
That's
yourself
right.
first.
And that's big. Don't. That's so big.